Good morning and welcome. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and here we're going to talk this morning about CPS, our friend CPS, and how that stopped them from taking our children. It's no secret that it's been the most terrible time of my life is being involved with CPS. Excuse me. um, this show is broadcast on YouTube from the Facebook. It's found by the Facebook, and the show is produced. It's from Southern California that I'm speaking from. Our rain's past us, so you should be okay now. And so this particular show is produced by Vincent W. Davis and Associates. That is a law firm that has many attorneys of different areas of expertise. The one that you're dealing with is CPS's family law, dependency court, juvenile. Um, you need a family lawyer, a lawyer who knows how to fight CPS and get your kids back and has one CPS. And in the law firm, we have such an attorney. His name is Vincent W. Davis. He has many years of fighting CPS. He's an advocate. Excuse me. He's an advocate of bringing children home, and families are important, those kinds of things. But rule number one is, I always say every day, you need an attorney. Why? Well, think about a doctor, or think about open heart surgery. Would you do that surgery with a layperson or yourself? No, you get a professional, somebody who's been medical school, someone that has taken an internship, and someone that has also passed exams and is certified and licensed and everything. You need the same thing with CPS. And I'm telling you right now, up front, I don't mean to talk bad about CPS, but my experiences and the 99% of the people, over 100 people I've talked to the show, tell them that CPS is bad. How are they bad? Well, they lie, they cheat, they use deception, they're not transparent, and they do take your children, all for the soul of money. Now, what is CPS? CPS is a child protection services. It's a branch of social services that's supposed to protect our children from neglect and abuse. It's also supposed to bring the family back together when there's a hiccup and help the family, and keep the kids with the family. That's one of their laws they're supposed to do. They don't do it. They forget about families, forget about me and my family and everything too. Um, you see here. So with this attorney, um, you need someone that can fight for him. Now, this attorney, Vincent W. Davis, is a CPS professional family law attorney. He specializes in CPS. He can fight CPS. He has done so. He's won cases. He has numerous years fighting with them. He's also a trial attorney. And right now is a good time to talk to him because he's free at no charge. Um, all you have to do is call in at 888-888-6582 and say that you want to speak to Vincent Davis either for a half hour or max is an hour, a free consultation with him, and he will help you strategize about how to beat CPS and get your kids back. He works in Southern California, but he also works in Northern California and the 50 states. So that that is all being said there. So if you want to talk to him, he's available now. Just make sure you mention my name when you call in. That's so you don't get charged. Also, when you see Mr. Davis, you want to mention my name too. And um, you call in and schedule a date or time. Now, um, if you notice that there's a ticket banner running at the bottom of my video here, that is a website that you can go to that has his calendar so you know what day he's available and what times. That way, when you call in, you can say, I saw his calendar. It looks like he has Tuesday open at 1 o'clock. I'd like to talk to Mr. Davis for 1 hour or 45 minutes or a half hour. It's free. There's nothing there. You got to say Bob Pace sent you there. And also, when you see Mr. Davis, say that Bob Pace sent you to him so he knows what it is. So, that is really important. I want that established right off the bat because so many of you try to do this without an attorney, or you want to use the public defenders, which is an attorney, but they're very new. They have a caseload that is extremely heavy, 20 or more cases at one time. And then on top of that, they won't really fight for you. They know that they're free, and so they give you what you expect when you get something for free. Terrible, terrible times. They're also pals with the judge, the dependency court, and social workers, and the social attorneys, and so forth. So you're not going to be treated fairly at all. You got to really look hard and understand that. Now, there's several ways you can interact with the show, and one way is to text me a comment. Where it says comments at the bottom of the screen, you go there and text me a comment. It will show up on my screen, and I'll look at it, I'll read it, and then I'll post it. And some things I do need before I post it and so forth is your name. First name's fine, and a professional name, not a sarcastic name or a foul name. I want something there that is respectable. And then your city and state you're calling from. And if you're from out of the United States and one of the other countries, which have had three of them or four of them call in, you're welcome to call in and welcome to list your country and city there. And I'll try to help you out there. But after you list your city and state or city and country, then I want you to put down the allegations and what children are involved and whether you have a spouse or not. Those are all important things for me to understand your situation. And then a particular question you want answered, and I'll try my best to answer. I'm not an attorney, but I have 14 years of dealing with CPS, and they are bad. They are really, really bad. So you can text that in, and it'll come up my screen and so forth. Now, let's say that you want to talk about your subject instead of have to type it. There's a phone number that you can call in. It's my office phone. It's 626 698 0990. Now, it's only active during the show time. Afterwards, I don't answer it. I don't pick it up. So some of you have called and some of you left messages and so forth. I've written you back to please come onto the show. You can come to the show any numerous times. But if you really want to type in a comment, please do so at 626. Excuse me. Type in the comments window. If you really want to talk now, you call in 626 698 0990. And that's my phone. I'll answer it. And there you go. You can talk on the show like I'm talking. Now, let's say you're not ready and you want to talk about another time. Well, the same number you call Vincent Davis is the same number you call there to be on my show. It's 888-888-6582. 888-888-6582. And tell them you want to be on my show, like say Wednesday morning or Friday afternoon or Saturday morning or Sunday night. You pick one of the 14 shows, and then our producer will help you along the lines to make sure that you're straightened out. And and know what to do and what to say and so forth. Um, but I really love to hear from you. I really love to try to be interactive on the show. Instead of me always time to talk about my case or always talk, and it'd be nice to have some other people. I've had some interested guests on the show, and so I look forward to hearing any of you out there. Um, so I've talked about 3 ways that you can interact with the show. I talked about how you can text me a message, or you can set up yourself for a guest speaker by calling the 888-888-6582, or you can call my cell number 626-698-0990, and right away you'll be put live onto the show. So that's how you're interacting. And I really like all your thumbs and hearts and whatever you do there, your emotions. That's really great. Love to hear from that. Um, I'm a simple guy, a simple man, a loving father, loving dad with a large family. I have 6 children, but I've had 2 marriages, and um, sad to say, my first marriage didn't work out after 10 years, and I lost a daughter, um, and I've not seen her since she was 3, and she's now 32. And one day I hope to see her. I keep writing to her on answers, but her mother told me that uh, I hate you so much, you're never going to see your daughter again. So she's done everything in power to brainwash, and that was a hard thing for me to go through. It wasn't in CPS's hands, luckily, but it was hard to go through. It really was. It was really, really hard because I love my firstborn. I think you all know that feeling about loving children. I met my second wife about 30 years ago, 32 years old to be exact, and she and I carried on a relationship for 5 years, getting to know each other, and she's had 3 children. Uh, excuse me, she's had 2 children before me, both out of, and she had to go through a hellish on both of them. It's sad, you know. One is now in his 40s. He's in the Air Force as a JAG, living a very nice life. He came back to us when he's in his 20s, and he's a good man. Then the other one is her daughter, who I'm the only father she known, and she'd been with me since she's 5, and she's now 25. So I've known her 20 years. But my case was dealing with 3 children that my second wife and I produced. They're beautiful children. They really were. And they were stolen from me. They actually, CPS used deception to steal from me. It was really sad. You see, CPS gets allegations all the time, and they have to respond within 24 hours. Every allegation comes in, and they have to believe it's true. So you're guilty before you're proven innocent. Guilty before you're proven innocent. And so my allegations weren't from professionals. They came from a layperson. It came from several lay people. It was my wife's side of their family. It came from her mother, her other daughters, and it was sad. It was sad that they were trying to take away our children. They weren't too happy about me marrying their daughter, and invited them to the wedding, but they didn't show. They have been once to see our home, so they have been once out here in the 32 years. But they really want our children so bad that they created lies and deception with social services, and social service has to answer whether they're lying or not lying. They don't know, and they have to investigate and get stuff together to file a custody battle in dependency court. What I mean by that is they want to take away your children. They want to keep them in child protection services because they get money for their children, and so um, it is a hard thing to swallow um, when they accuse you of something that isn't true. It is the most hardest thing, and the things they accuse me of were silly, stupid. They were like, he doesn't pay the utility bills. When they heard I lost my job, they said, oh, here's a perfect time to get him. And so for 5 years, they kept throwing mud at social workers. They finally got so frustrated, they decided to use deception and trick me and dupe the police. And they got into my home. And, that's rule number 3. You're not supposed to let a social worker in your home. You're not supposed to talk to a social worker. When you do, it's all over because they'll find things so bad and they'll take away your child. They'll take away your child. It's really a hard thing like that. Now, okay, now CPS workers have 24 hours when they get an allegation to investigate it. They have 24 hours. It's by law. And they have to believe each allegation is truthful. So they're going to try to come out and talk to you. They're going to try to visit your kids in school. They're going to try to visit family and friends that live by and so forth. So you need to tell your family and friends a heads up. I'm going through this CPS matter and I can resolve it, but they're going to call you up to ask for things. They really are very manipulated, very opinionated too. CPS is. Um, the thing with CPS is that they will tend to show up at your home and school too. Now, if they show up at your house, they'll be without notice. They cannot legally force their way into your home, neither can the police. They must have your explicit permission before entering. However, they have a court order or believe the child is in immediate danger. CPS workers do not have to abide by this rule. So they try to think it's something immediate danger. In my case, it was so stupid what they thought immediate danger was. So that's why they gained access to my house. And I wish I knew the law. My rule number 3 is do not talk, do not allow a social worker or police into your home. And the reason why police get involved is the CPS use them to show some strength and solidarity and make the person sweat or whatever it is. Now, this court order is a warrant. They can't take your children without that either. So it's really, really important that you know that. You have to know the laws. That's why I need to tell you need to get an attorney. You have to know how to navigate laws because CPS will slam and dunk you. They're so bad about doing that and everything. Now, you may ask a question. What are the grounds for CPS to remove a child in California? If you're abusing your child or not taking care of your child properly, they will take your child away from you. Someone is abusing your child, not taking care of him or her properly, that could be a neighbor, a caregiver, whatever it is, and you're not protecting your child from that, your child is in danger of being abused or not taken care of properly by you or somebody else. And that's all they need to do is to find that out. So, um, are you allowed to record CPS? Well, in California, parents may record CPS caseworkers if they're a party to the conversation and at least one party consents. but think twice before secretly recording a caseworker. It's best to ask a caseworker to record them, even get their signed consent. Here's an important question a lot of people ask me. I'm looking at questions that people ask me and try to share them with you. Um, how do I get a CPS case dismissed in California? The judge is the one that dismisses a case. If it determines CPS has not provided enough evidence to substantiate the allegations. So that's where the key is. CPS needs to get evidence, you know, before they can um, um, keep the children in. And if the judge can dismiss it if the evidence isn't there. Now, if the judge finds the CPS does enough evidence, then they have to stop their investigation. They cannot continue to investigate unless the family consents, which I doubt very seriously you want to consent because they're so bad. Now, here's the one here what to say and not to say to CPS. Keep in mind, anything you say will be used in CPS investigation as evidence. In many circumstances, it's best to say nothing at all. Unfortunately, many social workers approach each new case with presumption of guilt, and confirmation bias controls any further interaction or conversations they have with you. Now, another question came up. How long can a case stay open in California? Well, for example, if a case is particularly complex, the parents are not cooperating, and the court has to get involved, then the CPS process could last over a year. Mine lasted 3 years. However, there's ultimate resources. The case is simple and all parties involved are cooperative, then it can be less than a few weeks or months. I don't believe that one, but then how long does CPS have to investigate the case? They begin visiting as soon as possible within 24 hours. And then the investigation can take up to 30 days. Now, there's big talk today on the politics scene about the 14th Amendment. And everybody thinks the 14th Amendment is to um, keep Trump from running for office because he supposedly led the uh, resurrection of the Capitol, which is more a riot than an organized resurrection in there. But anyway, the 14th Amendment can help you. Now, removing a child from a parent's custody violates the 14th Amendment. So you got to keep that in mind. They're not supposed to take children from you. Now, it can be removed as authorized by a court order, typically a warrant, and is supported by reasonable cause to believe the child is in immediate danger of serious bodily harm. The scope of intrusion does not extend beyond. So they have to be extremely bodily harm. Let's say that the parent was choking the kid to death and the parents lost all control. Then they do have to step in and so forth. Now, as parents, you have certain civil rights. You have the fundamental right to direct the care of your child and the custody and the control of their children as such with medical and in school. You don't give them up. Now, the court has determined that the government should not interfere with this right unless and until a parent is proven unfit. A parent's got to be proven unfit. So there's a lot of your constitutional rights that will get violated if you don't know them. Now, non-custodial parents in California generally retain the same rights as custodial parents, unless a court orders restricts the rights of the non-custodial parent. These rights include, but are not limited to, assess and hear the child's student records, participate in school activities, and visit the child at school. Now, we have someone that just spoke here named Melanie Lilly. And let me see here. Okay, we have Melanie Lilly, and there's a picture. Same thing for my case, sadly. All right, what city and state are you from, Melanie Lilly? And that's so sad, honestly. I hear you. I feel for you. They took them after the fact. Yes, they do. I have a court order to turn over, and they still won't give your children to you. Wow. See, exactly. Um, no, surely not. They're already breaking too many laws, so I invoked my own right to record them for my civil suit. Well, you can't do a civil suit until the case is closed. That's when the civil suit's done. So it sounds like Millie Lilly says that it still took my kids. Now the dad is violent, so it sounds like we have custodian um, parents here, mother and father. I don't know if you guys are married, but you're saying that the dad is violent, and so that's really a hard thing there because you got to show them, dependency court, that the dad is not the one for the child to stay at. That he has valid tendencies. Um, so, Melanie Lilly, if you give me the name and state you're from, and how many children we're talking about, the ages and so forth. Okay, you're from California. Good. What city in California, Melanie Lilly? What city? Is it Northern California, Southern California? Yeah, they will be doing that. Is it Northern or Southern California? What city are you from there, or county? You don't have a city or a county you're from, Melanie? How many kids does it, and what are the allegations, too, so I can help you? Would you like to call in and speak on the show? and call my office phone. Millie Annie, would you like to talk on my office phone? It's 626-698-0990. You know what city in California you're working with? What county? At this time, I'd like to remind everybody that we have an attorney, Mr. Davis, who's offering a 30-minute up to an hour of free time to strategize with what you can do against CPS and how to get your children back. It's very, very important that you take this offer because attorneys are not free, and he's offering this right now. He's a professional family law attorney. He's been doing this for a long time, and he's a trial attorney. He knows CPS laws really great. And so by calling in at 888-888-6582, you could sign up a free consultation, 30 minutes to an hour, and have Mr. Davis strategize with you how to get your kids back and fight CPS. So you need to call in. Make sure you use my name, Bob Pace, to call in. And also, we have there. Okay, good. Looks like we have someone calling in. All right. All right. Looks like we got Melanie or Lily. Can you hear me?
This is Melanie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you on speakerphone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And what's the best name to call you? Is it Lily? Okay. Call you Lily?
Yeah, Lily's fine.
Okay. And you're from Antioch. Is that Northern California?
That's Northern California, and that California comes to Parker County.
Right. Okay. And so you have a CPS case, and they've taken away your children. Do you know what your allegations are?
Willful neglect to put them in harm's way because I couldn't get into any domestic violence shelters because I have a 13-year-old son, and I tried to get into homeless shelters. I tried asking family. I had proof of it, and they still took my children.
Oh, wow. Now, is this because...
And I have proof of him constantly hitting me every month around the same time on camera recorded footage.
Right. Now, is this the biological father? Is he also the husband or the boyfriend? Are you guys still legal?
This is the biological father of my second son.
Okay, so you're not married to him then?
No.
Okay.
I'm currently married, but not to him.
Okay, so is he still wants to be in the picture of raising your son?
Yeah, supposedly.
That presents sometimes of a problem when you have a custody battle going on. Have you filed a restraining order against him?
Yeah, Ben did that.
Okay, so you got a restraining order against him, so that keeps him at bay. Now, why did the CPS workers come up, if you have a domestic relationship and you file a restraining order, why did they want to take the children away from you?
Exactly, I have no idea. So, even on footage, you see him chasing me around the house and me telling him to stop. And him barricading me into a bathroom in my room, and then him attacking me. When he attacked me, he hit my son with his elbow in the process.
Now, who called into CPS?
The police did, because I had to call the police to get him off me.
Right. By law, they're the professional. You have two kinds of people that can do reports. Your lay people and your professional people like lawyers, doctors, you know, teachers, nurses, and in your case, the police. So they call in and said there's domestic violence. So CPS wants to come out. So what was so extreme that they had to take your child from the house? What was so extreme?
What was so extreme? This is what, on phone records, his 6 police reports of him attacking you. You're Lord, my water is cold. Sorry, turning in shower. I literally, so with all the cases and stuff I've been looking up, I can't understand how CPS took my kids from me. If they approved the hotel, when I left the day of the domestic violence, they followed me to the hospital. And while in the hospital, they made me confirmed and they approved the hotel up to 4 days until the safety meeting. And then I was in the hotel when I went for my son's safety meeting December 21st. On his birthday, they took my kids at the safety meeting. I ended up having what, a panic attack? Oh.
Okay, it sounds like you're washing something like clothes or something.
Sorry, so yes, but that's my fault. I'm done washing now.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. I'm glad that you called in. I'm glad you're talking because sometimes talking about case helps you diffuse your feeling, your anguish, because what you're going through is horrible. Not only has your child been taken away, you have an abusive man in your life that now you got him taken care of and restrained. So they took your child. Where did they put your child that first day?
My children, so that's what I'm saying. My children were with me. They approved me with my children and took them from me from the hotel.
Wait a minute. You were approved to handle your children, and then they took the children?
Yes.
That makes no
sense. Yes. No fucking sense. Thank you. Sorry for the curse.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm saying that because why do you have to go to a hotel? Is that because of safety concerns?
I have no family. I have no friends. The safety concerns of him constantly attacking. And the home was in his name. He never wanted to put me on the lease, even though we've been together for 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so he has very strong narcissistic tendencies. And I know all these women today don't know what narcissism is, but I also study psychology. And he hasn't been diagnosed with it because he has social narcissism disorder. Yeah. And his mother even blamed me. And I'm talking about currently. My kids, I'm about to tell you, my kids are in her custody.
Now, how many other kids? How many kids total do you have?
2, 1.5, and 13 males.
Okay, the one that was taken away is the 1.5, right?
They took them both.
But you said your mother had them in custody. Why did they take them for your mother?
No, my mother and father is deceased. They're in his mother's custody.
Oh, the biological father's custody. The biological parents. Oh, okay. All right. So now they're taken away from the man you filed a restraining order. They're not with the biological father's parents, but they're in CPS's hands. And you said they're at a hotel?
Say it again, I couldn't hear you. Said what?
You said they're at a hotel?
We were at a hotel when they took the children. So the day of the incident, because I didn't have, my own home, and that's his home, and they were afraid of him coming back and attacking me after work, they approved me to go stay in a hotel. In the midst of me staying in the hotel, before the reservation that they approved was up, they took my children from me out of my custody in Concord, California.
And when they took them out of your custody, did they?
Sorry, go ahead.
Did they have a meeting with you to plan where the kids would stay?
Yes.
And what was determined? Who was it going to be staying with?
They were supposed to be staying with me. So before we could finish the safety meeting, I had a panic attack during it, and they told me to take a walk so I could go for, a breather and calm down. And after that, they did let me back in the meeting. Had me sit in the front of the CPS building where we were doing the safety meeting for another, almost hour.
Okay. So, whoops, someone's on the phone. Is that you or your child doing that?
Yes.
All right. You okay?
I'm in a rush to get dressed. Sorry. So in the midst of all of this, they also stopped my IHS as my cow works, my welfare. So I'm living in my car now.
Why are they stopping your food stamps and Medi-Cal and all that stuff? Why are they stopping that?
Exactly. I have no idea why, because they're not even supposed to have my children. Yes,
well, CPS is not supposed to get involved with the benefits that social workers give for this, the food stamps or the medical that you get. It's all based on income. It has nothing to do with CPS.
Exactly.
Have you been able to talk to an attorney about this?
The attorney I have, such as her name is Susan Cars. She's a self-established attorney in Concord and Walnut Creek.
So what is this attorney? Is this a professional law attorney, a family law attorney?
Something. Yes. She has her own little law firm in Walnut Creek. You can look her up. Her name is Susan Card. SUZYNCARD.
Now, is she was retained by you. So is she fighting your case all right, or is she doing anything with your case?
No, she's shitty. So we were going back and forth. She did not want to take it to trial. That's what I'm saying. She made me take that willful neglect charge.
She wanted you to negotiate.
January 22nd. Right. She wouldn't negotiate. She didn't want to take it to trial. She's talking about all the stuff that's in the file that possibly was bad, like my sister and stuff. And I'm like, that's a rebuttal. Do you have a rebuttal for that? I said, that woman literally threatened me and my kid's life, and CPS denied the attack. I have it on recording, and I have the voicemail. This is also submitted to the court.
Right now, have you been to dependency court yet?
Dependency when they tell me what I got to do to get the children back?
Yep.
That's not until the 28th.
Okay. What have they done so far with you in court right now?
On my own, I've signed up on parental classes. I've been doing DV classes, and I signed up for anger management classes, even though I need none of this shit.
Well, you just go along with the thing. They're going to try to do that. See, their goal is to keep the child in their custody so they get money off the child. Every month they get money. It's a billion.
But I'm like, you're not even supposed to have my kids. The judge told you to give me my children.
Have you talked to a supervisor?
The supervisor agreed to give me my children in the courtroom. They still have yet to give me my children. The judge asked the CPS supervisor, do you guys have anything for her to deny your children? No, we don't see any means for her not to have her children, Your Honor. As of January 3rd, I've had a turnover. No, December 27th. I'm sorry. As of December 27th, I've had a turnover.
Have you asked your attorney to ask the judge why the children not turned back to you? Have you had your attorney ask the judge
Yeah,
that?
and she never wants to speak about it.
Well, you need to get rid of that attorney and get something else. That wasn't a public was that a public defender?
I've been looking for pro bonos.
Right. Was that a public defender that you had?
Technically, no. She's an actual attorney. She's not even a public. She was a friend, but she's an actual attorney. She has her own
law firm. Yeah.
Dear Lord. There it is, law firm. But she's only a single attorney to her firm.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Thank you.
So what is the latest your attorney has said to you, Lily? What's the latest?
Nothing. She never speaks to me until court.
Okay. You need to have time with her away from court to discuss the strategies of how.
I keep trying. How to get my children right. She doesn't want to do that. She's, let's do this. Follow what they want. I don't think this is good. As soon as we go to court, even though I've had the turnover, the first thing she says is, this isn't about getting your kids today. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It should be about getting my kids every time we're in this court building since there's a turnover. We're not discussing this ever. What we're discussing is language.
Well, you're supposed to have family.
I already know what language means.
You're supposed to have family reunification, meaning you're supposed to have the family brought back together, not keep them apart.
Exactly.
They are doing something
and
called.
They're still keeping them from me currently.
Yeah. Well, they're alienating you, and that's wrong. They should not alienate you from your kids. And they're trying to have your
and
kids.
The judge pointed that out. So the judge, when they first took my kids, I had called in a while back when this first happened. When they first took them at the safety meeting, they restrained my children for 6 days. From December 21st to December 27th, I had no communication of knowing where my children were, if they were alive, could not talk to them, and they weren't talking to me. And I was blowing up their phone because Christmas and New Year's.
Wow.
So literally, I didn't get to know where my children were until I walked into the courtroom. And I walked in the courtroom, and I'm breaking, and I'm shaking, and I'm like, where are my children? What's been going on? Like, Judge, they haven't communicated to me at all about my children. I said, there's a jurisdiction. I said, I'm familiar with laws because I'm a certified W2 teacher. I'm also certified.
All right.
Medical assistant. I have a lot of certifications and degrees. I'm a very educated mother. I work and I take care of my children, and I have proof of that. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, how can you do that to me? And they asked them how. So the first judge I had, she was not the appointed judge. I wish she was. She was filling in for the judge that is actually the appointed judge who I see now.
Oh.
The time we walk in there, from the time we walk in there, she's on CPS head. But in my head, I'm looking at her like, shut the fudge up, woman, because you're hitting them with too many civil suits. And I ain't even got my kids yet. When I say that woman was like statute, what is it, 308 or 305? You are not to be restrained from your children longer than 5 hours without contact. They did 6.5 days.
Well, I know they do. I know they do.
The judge is like, I need to know what's going on. Why she hasn't spoken to him, why she's not with him, why they aren't with her. it turns out she's the one that signed the emergency order to have him removed from the house. So, mess you up with how they messed up their court paperwork. The day I took the kids was the 21st. The paperwork they handed me that also had the CPS restraining kids says December 19th. I said, that's the day of the incident. I said, how did y'all stay in my house, then follow me to the hospital, approve a hotel, and you had you had an order to remove me from the home from the 19th. You didn't hand it to me till December 21st. Here we go with falsified documents, paperwork, and shit. Okay, when I say the litigation stuff, I don't play about it. So then I'm like, all right. After that, you put my children into the attacker's parents' home. The parent don't think he's in the wrong, meaning that's not an environment for my children.
Yeah.
The parents currently neglect my children. So as they have been in her care, she works, and she works for the Pittsburgh Unified School District. My son is IHSS, my oldest son, Petro. You have to actually go in the bathroom and check his body after he takes a shower because sometimes he doesn't wash thoroughly. And if he doesn't, you can always tell because his butt will itch and he will dig in it. Now, while doing a CPS visit, my son's underwear are so visibly shitty and dirty. The other one has gotten two teeth decayed where they need to put him under anesthesia to cover him. That's the youngest.
Wow. Now how the teeth?
Hold on. Oh, I'm about to still mess you up. They went and approved shots. I just found this out last week. They approved immunization shots without letting me know about the doctor's appointment, without me being there, or notifying me during or after the motherfucking event.
Yeah.
To where now my kids have double immunizations.
Wow.
When I say CPS out here is breaking every civil law I have.
Mm-hmm.
Every one.
So,
I tried to
what question?
I know for sure I have.
Like what? Okay, how can I help you? What question do you have?
I need to know what the freak can I do? Because at this point, if I'm doing everything I need to before they can even ask, and you won't give me my children, at what extent is it?
Well,
where I am going to be returned my
there is a form called a 388, and that form is a petition that you petition to the court to change your plan, maybe change jurisdiction, but it's supposed to submit new evidence, things that you found that maybe weren't presented at the time, but you have them now, and they're presented with attachments. It's called Petition 388. Your lawyer should know about it. And what you do is you put on there all the classes you've taken and completed and so forth, and you want to change the plan to either have the kids returned to you or whatever your plan is. I don't know if it's 2 children, the plan's returned to you.
So the children are to be, that's what I'm saying, the initial plan and still in order is for the children to be returned.
Well,
literally.
Your lawyer is going to wake up the judge.
Want to return them.
Well, you got to tell them you have an order is it done through the courts, that order be returned to you?
Yes, sugar, that's what I'm saying. Since December 27th, the judge has granted me custody of my children and an immediate return. They're still holding my children. Every court I done went to, they are to be returned.
Okay.
They still have not given me my children.
Okay. Well, I think one step that might help you need to find another attorney, because it sounds like this attorney's doing nothing for you.
She's not doing anything, and I don't get how, because from the time I met the woman, I'm like, I don't get if you understand what I'm going through. I said, but you're just the only blood and family I have on this planet. When I say I sit in my car all day, every day, with no one to talk to or communicate, because my blood family turned on me to this end because of money.
Wow.
My brother told this man to hit me brother and sister can go on live and justify that I deserve what I'm going through, but I didn't open my home when I had my own home to these people. Their lights almost got turned off while I'm going through domestic violence. I didn't sit them thousands of dollars hoping they would open their door because you're my blood brother and sister. Our mother died.
Yeah. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Stage 4 cervical cancer. Like, and I was pregnant, so she never got to meet her second grandson from me.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Really am. I know it hurts.
My life is just tragic because my father died right before her, only a year and a half. So that definition, I hate when people go, I have no one, but you have people or someone that you will actually can have a phone and pick up and talk to you. I posted the videos of me being attacked on my Facebook. Not one family member, not one friend can they go.
I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. It's okay. Do you have any kind of? Do you have any kind of a friend, a family friend that you have, or a friend that you have that you've known for a long time? Do you have any of that?
Literally, no one. My best, I told you, I have a very tragic story. The little brother died. He was killed out here. His story is public. You can find it in the San Francisco Journal. But right after him, the person that you would be referring to, my best friend, is dead. My mother died the night of her birthday.
All right. Have you tried support groups? Have you tried support groups?
Yep, I even made a support group technically. So with the domestic violence class, I suggested that all the ladies in there, we start a group chat. But I chat, simple. I'm not, besides what we talk about domestic violence class, because my story is just so tragic. These women have been going through so much for 5, 10, 15 years almost. And yet I can match them and top it off in a year and a half with how much shit I've been through.
Okay.
So they don't know what to say because it's just unexplainable. How do you care or encourage something if it's just so damn crazy? It's unfathomable.
Well, you can file that petition at 388 and that will make changes to your plan. And you have to get an attorney that will do that for you. It's got to be filled out properly. You got to attach all your completed parenting classes, all the other, anger management classes, all the other programs that CPS you've done for them. You need to show that they're done. Okay? And that's what the 3A is. You also need to put in.
Done yet, so my case is still fresh. So the domestic violence classes aren't done. That's a 16-week class.
But you can do the things that are done. You can do the things that are done if you have them. Because you want to change it. You also want to petition the court that your children are supposed to be in your custody. And that's where your attorney's got to fight for you.
Right. And that's what I don't get, because I don't get how, as a woman, she's not fighting. I don't even give a damn about the willful neglect charge, but you should have been fighting the entire time from the time the judge told me to give me my kids.
I agree.
Fighting for my kids. They're not even fighting for them.
I agree.
And this man, his mailing address, this is how stupid CPS is. He lives not even 6 full blocks from his mother.
Okay.
But your domestic address is what you use for your job. Your mailing address, including for your paperwork, is the same address that she's fucking using. That's compromised. That's compromised. Because you're not to have contact with some children outside of what's obligated through paperwork and through the courts. He got Christmas, he got New Year's. How do I know? When I saw his outside, of course.
Wow.
Because we have to be cordial with the kid. He had a picture on his phone. fucking Christmas.
Okay.
And then his mother tells me that she put in contact my sister to speak to my children for Christmas and New Year's.
Oh, wow. Well, look.
I'm going.
Yeah, I know.
Hell.
I know you are. And I'm just at this time, my time ran out and I got to close down the show. You don't have to hang up right this second, but I need to close down the show and tell everybody thank you for listening. So wait 1 minute there, Lily. I'll be right back with you. To all the people who've been listening, we have a hard case here, Lily, and she's been trying to fight her 2 children be returned. Supposedly, CPS says they're both in her custody, but then she has an attorney who's doing nothing and isn't working out. It sounds like she should get another attorney. All you that have cases out there, I want you to know that I do care about you, and I want you to keep coming back to the show. My next show is tonight at 7 o'clock, and you can be a guest on the show. Just call the number 888-888-6582. And if you want a free legal advice, Vincent Davis is offering a 30-minute up to a 1-hour consultation strategy meeting to talk about CPS and getting your children back. So that is free. Just mention my name. Bob Pace sent me, and mention that to the office when you call in, and also mention it to Vincent when you see him. So with that said, I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you all for listening. I hope you have a most successful New Year, and much happiness comes your way. And you take care and be safe, but don't give up with CPS. So God bless you all, and good day to you. This is Bob Pace signing off.